Have you ever thought about how much control you truly have in your life? This question, while seemingly simple, is one that many of us struggle with on a daily basis. As humans, we have a natural tendency to seek control. We crave the ability to shape our lives, circumstances, and even the people around us according to our desires. We believe that if we can just control everything, we can create a perfect world for ourselves. But here's the thing. This quest for control often leads to more stress and anxiety than it's worth. The more we try to control, the more we realize how little control we actually have. We can't control the weather, the traffic, or the thoughts and actions of other people. We can't even control our own thoughts and feelings all the time, and yet, we continue to strive for control. We spend countless hours planning, strategizing, and worrying about things that are ultimately beyond our grasp. We lose sleep over hypothetical situations that may never come to pass. We stress over every minor detail, convinced that if we can just get everything exactly right, we'll be happy. But the truth is, this relentless pursuit of control is a losing battle. It's like trying to hold on to sand. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. It's exhausting, it's frustrating, and it's ultimately futile. You see, control is a paradox. The more we try to control, the less control we actually have. We become slaves to our own desires, trapped in a never-ending cycle of stress and anxiety. We lose sight of what truly matters in life: our relationships, our passions, our inner peace. The reality is, life is unpredictable. It's full of twists and turns, ups and downs, joys and sorrows. No matter how much we plan, how much we worry, or how much we strive for control, we can't predict or control everything, and that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's liberating. It's freeing. It's the first step toward a happier, healthier, more fulfilling life. But what if I told you that control is, to a large extent, an illusion? Let's consider an ancient tale about a monk and a river. Once upon a time, nestled in the quiet solitude of the mountains, lived a monk. Each day, he would walk to the nearby river, mesmerized by its ceaseless flow. The river, in its relentless journey, was a source of both fascination and frustration for the monk. He was captivated by its strength and constancy, but was also troubled by its unpredictable, uncontrollable nature. One day, the monk decided to challenge the river. He believed that with his spiritual strength and inner peace, he could control the river's course. He began by placing stones, constructing barriers, and even chanting powerful mantras, attempting to tame the river's wild spirit. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. The monk tirelessly tried to impose his will on the river, but to no avail. The river, in its mighty grandeur, continued to flow, undeterred by the monk's efforts. The monk found himself exhausted, his energy depleted, and his spirit disheartened. He had failed to control the river. In his despair, the monk sought the advice of his wise old master. The master listened quietly and then asked, "Why do you wish to control the river? It has its own path, its own rhythm. Why not learn from it instead?" The monk, puzzled by his master's words, spent the following days observing the river. He noticed how it flowed around obstacles, never resisting, always adapting. He saw how it nourished the land, supporting an abundance of life. The river was not an adversary to be controlled, but a teacher to be learned from. With this newfound understanding, the monk began to change his approach. Instead of trying to control the river, he learned to control his own reactions and responses. He found peace in accepting the river's natural course, understanding that he could not change its path, but he could change his perception of it. The monk discovered that the true power lay not in controlling the external world, but in mastering his inner world. He found that by accepting the river as it was, not as he wanted it to be, he could live in harmony with it. The river continued to flow, just as life continued to unfold, but the monk was no longer troubled. He was at peace. In this story, the river symbolizes the uncontrollable aspects of life, while the monk represents each one of us. So remember, trying to control everything around us can be a futile and exhausting endeavor. Instead, focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, your reactions. This is the path to true peace and contentment. Embrace the river of life, with all its unpredictability and beauty, and learn to flow with it. So, what's the takeaway from our monk's experience? Think about it. We have a monk, a river, and an inner battle of control. The monk's story is a mirror reflecting our own lives. We all have our river to cross, our own challenges to face. And just like the monk, we often find ourselves trying to control the uncontrollable elements around us. But here's the thing. The power doesn't lie in controlling the external. No, the real power is in self-control. It's about controlling our actions, our reactions, and our attitudes. Consider this. You can't control the weather, but you can control how you react to it. You can't control another person's actions, but you can control how you respond to them. You can't control the flow of the river, but you can control how you navigate through it. This is the essence of self-control. It's not about exerting power over others or manipulating circumstances to our advantage. It's about exercising power over ourselves. It's about making conscious decisions, taking deliberate actions, and holding ourselves accountable. And here's the beautiful part. When we practice self-control, we find that we don't need to control anything else. We become like the monk who eventually learned to let go of his need to control the river. He realized that he didn't need to control the river because he could control himself. This is the power of self-control. It liberates us from the illusion of control. It empowers us to face our challenges with grace and resilience. It helps us navigate through the river of life with ease and serenity. So, take a moment to reflect. Are you trying to control the river, or are you learning to control yourself? Are you fighting against the current, or are you flowing with it? The answers to these questions are within you. They hold the key to unlocking the power of self-control. And remember, the only thing you can truly control is yourself. But where does the universe come into this equation? You see, the universe is not a separate entity, but rather a vast network of energy and matter of which we are all part. It's a cosmic tapestry woven with the threads of time, space, and consciousness. Each one of us is a unique pattern in this grand design, connected to every other part by the intricate web of existence. This connection is not merely physical. It transcends the boundaries of our material world and touches the realm of the abstract, the spiritual. Our thoughts, emotions, and intentions, they all resonate within this universal field, creating ripples of influence that can shape our reality. Think of it as a cosmic dance. We are not the puppeteers pulling the strings, but rather dancers moving in harmony with the music of the universe. And like any dance, it requires balance. We can guide our steps, choose our rhythm, but we cannot control the music. So how do we influence our lives through this connection without trying to control external factors? It starts with understanding and accepting that we are not isolated beings. We are interwoven parts of a greater whole, and our actions, however small, can have far-reaching effects. We can create positive change in our lives by aligning our thoughts and actions with the flow of the universe. This doesn't mean passively accepting whatever comes our way, but rather consciously choosing our response to it. Let's say you're faced with a challenge. Instead of trying to force a specific outcome, you can choose to embrace the situation, learn from it, and adapt. By doing so, you're not only improving yourself but also contributing to the harmony of the universe. This is not about relinquishing control, but about understanding where our true power lies. We can't control the wind, but we can adjust our sails. And in the vast ocean of the universe, our connection to it is our compass, guiding us towards endless possibilities. Your connection to the universe is a powerful tool, use it wisely. So, what does all this mean for you? We've delved into the illusion of control, uncovering that trying to commandeer every aspect of life is not only futile, but also exhausting. It's like trying to hold back an ocean wave with your bare hands. Instead, the real power lies within self-control, the ability to master your thoughts, emotions, and actions. We've also explored our profound connection to the universe, a beautiful tapestry of interwoven threads that links us to every possibility. This connection is a compass, a guiding light that can navigate us through life's stormiest seas. In essence, life isn't about trying to control everything around you. It's about controlling yourself and harnessing the power of your connection to the universe to steer your journey. Remember to embrace the currents of life, just as the monk did with the river. Control what you can, let go of what you can't, and trust in your connection to the universe.